Hey guys, how are you doing? This is Israel. Welcome to Israel Keys. It's been just about 2 months since we started this YouTube channel, and I must say I'm so grateful for all the support and feedback that it's garnered online. I've got a confession to make. When we started the YouTube channel, it wasn't designed to be a YouTube channel. What it was I was trying to create a place where I could put some content for a small mentorship group of traders that I was working with behind the scenes. And I was putting together webinars and analysis and, wanting to show it to them. And I thought YouTube would be a great place to store the content. And so most of those videos are right now privately, they're stored under the private setting in YouTube. So you can't find them if you're just a subscriber, unless you're part of that group. And after a few videos, it just occurred to me, to me and the team here, and let me say this, Israel Keys Wealth is more than just one person now. We're a team of traders and administrators. We're about 10 people right now on staff, and we are planning some amazing stuff to bring your way in 2020. So watch this space. Don't go anywhere. Like, comment, and subscribe right now. Subscribe right now to make sure that you don't miss out on some of the announcements we're going to be making soon. And we just had a conversation and thought, you know what, why don't we try one of these videos? I think it was one of the analysis videos that we thought to try out online. And we got a few feedback comments from people. One in particular, experienced trader, mentioned how something in that video, analysis video, showed him or taught him something that he hadn't seen before. And so we started to try out a few, and 7-8 videos in now. We've got 140 subscribers. We're so happy, and we feel that it's time to begin to start to grow the channel. All the stuff on YouTube's free, so if you see it here, it means we're willing to give it away to you for free. And one of the reasons why we want to do that is going to come out of this video. So I thought to show my face. So my name is Israel. I'm new to YouTube. I've got a couple of other channels online. I won't shamelessly plug them here. But I'm new to YouTube, really only started digging my teeth into YouTube about 2 months ago with this channel. I've since started a couple of other channels in some of my other endeavors or other hobbies, I should say, one of which is a barber sports channel that talks about sports and real life and everything in between. But I want to talk to you a little bit about myself. You're going to hear from a couple of the other guys on the team, especially the traders. You're going to hear from Tokbe, from Joshua, from Solomon. We got a great team of traders here, some of whom are ex and current student in the mentorship group, but are doing some great stuff, some phenomenal traders here. And our dream really is to build a community, a tribe of traders worldwide, an online trading room, a virtual trading room and hub where we can interact and spur ourselves on and learn. And I'll talk to you about that a little bit further. But so about me, I started trading 12 years ago. I was working at a big four accounting company at the time. I was in the audit and the risk assurance team. And I got this, online advert about trading. Then it was stocks and shares. So I called my bank because I wasn't sure I could trust the people who were putting out the advert. So I called my bank and I said, do you have a trading account? They said, yes. So they charged me to set up a trading account. They charged me between £7 and £25 each time I took a trade. And I began to cut my teeth on trading stocks and shares. So FTSE 100 companies, NASDAQ companies. And the worst thing that could ever happen to you happened to me. I won my first trade. And I won it big. For an account size that was roughly about £300, I won about 100 or was it 90 something? No, 120 something pounds was my first win. And this was in 2007, 12 years ago now, 12 and a bit. This was about May 2007. Worst thing that could have ever happened to me, because if you've ever done something, absolutely horrible at. And so I thought I was all that in 5 bags of chips. And there began my downfall. And so for the next year and a bit, I began to trade stocks and shares, exchange traded funds, ETFs, and then I dabbled in Forex. And when I found Forex, I loved Forex. Why? Because the leverages were high. You could get in with limited amount of money. The margin ranges were huge. And again, I won my first Forex trade. By this time, I was middling around in my equities account. But I won my first Forex trade, and it went downhill from there. Won my first trade. By this time, my equities account was, roughly about break even. I was losing and winning. I was winning more trades than I was losing, but the amount I was losing were far and away enough to wipe out my wins. And we're going to talk about that in a second when we come to talking about risk management. And so I got into Forex, and I started to get addicted. I must be honest with you. And if you've traded Forex anywhere near as long as I have, you know what I mean. Where even the sound of a trade opening becomes addictive. And we're told that 90% of retail Forex traders lose money, which is a stat that I believe is true. And one of the reasons is we really got a bunch of overgrown babies who really should be playing an Xbox or PlayStation 4, treating the Forex market as their game. Extremely dangerous. If you want to gamble, go to Vegas. Let someone pay for your chips, at least the first set of chips anyway. Let someone pay for your, let them wine and dine you. Get a nice hotel, because for many people who go to Vegas, they don't care about whether or not they win. It's the experience they're interested in. Forex is the wrong place to gamble, because what happened to me will probably start to happen to you. When you start to lose, everything about a chart, everything about a platform has been researched and designed to trigger the same human chemicals that you feel with addiction or pleasure, drugs, alcohol. The same nerve centers are triggered. And when you start to lose, a crazy thing starts to happen. It's called the gambler syndrome. You start to make plans to win back your loss, and you start risking more and more and more. But at this time, I was I was making a little bit of money, losing some, but overall a little bit profitable. In 2008, I left my job working for the accounting firm. I was going to go into a charitable venture. I was going to work with a charity and my local church as a member of staff. And I figured I would be able to support myself on the side based on my trading. You all know what happened in 2008 and 9. The markets crashed. In one day, I lost 20 grand. That was at the time my entire, if I was more than 20 grand, I had borrowed 20 grand. And in one day, I lost my entire trading account, which was about 25 at the time. In one day. Just one day. I'm not going to go into the details of how that happened, but just know that I sat and I watched as my life savings disappeared before my eyes. And in pain, shock, and agony, lay on the floor for 4 hours. And I made up my mind and I said out loud, I would never trade again. So I kept out the market for a few years and I came back. And this time, the addiction yo-yo began. And so that dance with wins and losses and leverage and over leveraging and over risking began for me. And so I blew £1,000 account on 2 trades. I kept, I call it the dynamic stop loss strategy, where you're so sure the trade's going to go your way, but you keep moving your stop loss from 10 pips to 15, from 15 to 20, from 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, until you get a margin call from your broker and you have no more money to put into your account and your account gets stopped out. Hands up, everybody who's done that. If your hand's not up, then 90% of you are liars. And again, I swore I would never trade again. But if you've ever, and one of my other channels is a coaching channel, because in addition to trading foreign exchange and the markets in general, I practice as a personal and high performance coach. And I plead with you, if you trade Forex, do something else. Don't get so addicted, so sucked into the markets that this is your entire release for your creative energy. The best traders, in my experience, are those who have a balanced life. They spend time with family, they have other pursuits and or hobbies, and they don't need the markets to be fulfilled. They come to the markets to take from the market and go back. They don't derive a sense of worth and value from sitting in front of a set of charts all day. And oh, by the way, this is my home office, my home study setup. There's actually 4 screens here. That one's off at the moment. I'm doing something with the computer. I've got 3 LCDs in front of me here. You can see 2. One is out of the range of the camera, and I've got one of my office laptop there as well. So at any one point in time, I've got about 4 or 5 screens open, and not all of them have trading charts on them because I'm usually doing something else as I'm trading. I'm writing a manual or a book. I'm preparing for a business meeting or a trading class of some sort. And if you could also look around, you would also notice that there's a couple of books. There's a stack of books there, as you can see. There's another stack out of the sight of the camera. And then there is a bookshelf just behind me. And again, these are not for show. Trading is a big part of my life, but it's just a part. And if I could teach you one thing on this video, it would be don't let trading consume you. But back to the story. And so, something inside me just knew I was born to do this. Have you ever felt something deep in you say, don't walk away from something? No matter how hard you fail, no matter how many times you fall on your face, no matter how hard it gets, you just know that there is more to this for you than what you've accomplished so far. And I began to now, I've got an accounting qualification. I've got a first and a second degree, a master's degree. I'm currently working on a PhD. I've been working on that for about 6 years now. That's a different story for a different day. The point I'm trying to make is I know a little bit about learning and education. I lead a church. I have a group of coaching clients. And if you went into any business or any field of endeavor without first taking the time to figure out how that field works, we'd call you an idiot, wouldn't we? Why do we do the same with trading? Why do people believe that a 3-hour course with a cowboy educator who's probably signed up to a broker as an affiliate, and who for many of you don't realize this, for many of the guys who taught you to trade, their business model is not the money they get from you to charge you, which is crazy in and of itself. If you're paying $10,000-15,000 to learn to trade the market in 2019, come see me. Come see us at Israel Keys. We'll sort you out. But for many of them, their business model is the money you lose when you sign up with the broker who they're affiliated with. Industry secret. They're not going to like me for saying this. But if you think you can spend 2 hours in a fancy hotel with some great salesman telling you to rah and to scream and playing with your emotions and then giving you a set of fancy charts like the ones in front of me and telling you you're now a trader, and maybe some of them even promise you that they'll tell you when to buy or sell. If you think that's going to help you succeed, you are sadly mistaken. Trading, like anything else, is a business. It's an industry. And the only way to succeed in it is if you come correct and understand what makes the markets work. And so I went on a year-long pilgrimage to find out what makes the charts move. How do the fundamentals and the technicals line up with each other? In total, I spent over 30 grand in fees and losses. If I got you just say fees, because I count my losses now with the benefit of hindsight, I count them as tuition fees. In essence, I paid the markets to learn. And you probably heard the saying that experience is the best teacher. I say yes, someone else's experience is the best teacher. You don't have to pay 35 grand to learn what I did, to learn what Topper did, to learn what Joshua did, to learn what any of the other traders in our group did. All you have to do is be willing to be taught and mentored and pay a fraction of that cost and avoid a lot of the pain. And so let me give you a free lesson right now. The most important lesson you will ever learn in Forex. And it has nothing to do with a chart, nothing to do with a strategy, nothing to do with a candlestick. It's called risk management. Yes. When you trade Forex, your first priority should be to preserve your existing capital. In essence, don't lose the money you start with. Now, you will lose as you trade. I mean, don't lose unnecessarily. It's not gambling. Forex is all about, and all forms of financial trading, and I've done Forex, I've done equities, futures, a couple of them. All forms of financial trading are about finding high risk, so high reward, low risk setups to take and playing the law of averages. So let's talk about risk management real quick. First of all, how much money should you trade with? Simple. What would you be able to go to sleep at night if you lost in your wallet on the train? Forget the price of the wallet. If your wallet was a Louis Vuitton or Gucci wallet, you'd probably cry about the wallet if it was empty. That's not what I'm talking about. I mean, if some change fell out of your pocket on the train, on the bus, in the park, what's the maximum amount that you would not lose any sleep over? In essence, you'd feel no need to call the train or the bus company or go back to the park to try and find. For the average human being in the United Kingdom or the US, it'd probably be about somewhere between $5 and $30 or pounds, somewhere in that range. Whatever it is, multiply that by 100, and that's the maximum amount you should put in your trading account. Why? Because even if you don't plan to lose, certain market events can happen that make you lose more than you planned. You can put a stop loss on the trade and it dips far below or above the stop loss. And what should have been a 1% loss becomes a 3% loss. So be very careful how much you have in your account to start with. And then if you're starting out, I believe you should be losing no more than 1% on any trade. And if you think you really become good at this, if you have 3 to 6 months of great results or consistent results, then you can move that up to 2%. But think about that. 1% means you can have 100 or 99 losses in a row and still have money in your trading account. Now, if you've lost 99 trades in a row, you really shouldn't be doing this, because there's obviously something about you that is not for trading. Why? Because when real money, and I'm not talking about demo money now, many of us can do great on a demo account because the risk and reward, the pain and the pleasure, the emotions and hormones that come with having your real money on the table aren't present. But when the rubber hits the road and the gas money, the school run money, the McDonald's money, the date with your girlfriend this Friday money is on the table, there is nothing like trading to expose to you what your mindset is really like. You will be shocked some of the decisions you make in the market when you're a new trader. Your level of indecision or inability to see reason. So we ask people to keep a trading journal, because 6 months from now, you look at a trade you held on to for 3 days and ask yourself, what in the heaven was I thinking? Yes, because money makes you irrational. And that's why if you're going to trade successfully, you need what I call rules, mechanical rules. Rules you follow and you are more interested in the process than the result. Great traders will tell you this: we don't care so much about the individual result of this trade. We care about designing a system of behavior and choices that we follow, regardless of the individual results, such that over the long haul, on average, we are profitable. And so 100 tries, bites at the market gives you plenty of time to make sure that you're on the right track. The smaller the amount of money you have in the marketplace, the less irrational you're likely to be about it, in terms of either refusing to walk away from a trade that's obviously lost, or insisting on holding on for unrealistic profit objectives. So that's the first part of risk management. The second part is this: the majority of the marketing that goes into trading has been designed to tell us what we can win. And so when you put money on the table, when you click that trade button as a new trader, you're already dreaming about your profits. You're spending them, you're tasting them, you're wearing them. What they don't tell you is how much you can lose. The market's a two-way game. Leverage is a two-way game. The same potential to profit is duplicated in the potential to lose. And so when you take a trade, this is my advice. Take a trade and tell yourself from the moment you take it that that money doesn't belong to you anymore. In essence, if you put that money at risk, whatever your stop loss was, if you said my stop loss is $50, the moment you put that trade on, tell yourself that $50 doesn't belong to me anymore. And then begin to make the right set of decisions necessary to get your profit objective. In essence, don't be attached to the money. So don't put more than you can detach from. But once the money's on the table, break the emotional connection with it. And this is easier said than done. I will teach you how to do that if you join one of our programs. But you've got to be prepared to walk away from it and bear in mind that you could lose it. So don't trade with your rent money. Don't trade with your medication for diabetes money. Don't trade with your children's lunch money. Don't trade with the money you need to pay your professional exams or your school fees if you're in university. Don't trade with capital you cannot afford to lose. The third element to risk management that I want to touch on real quick, and I'm going to shut this down there for tonight, is it's no point saying you only have 1% of risk on a trade if you have 5 trades on at the same time. In that case, you literally are risking 5%. And one of the biggest causes of losses for new traders is overtrading. Now, I am of the opinion that especially if you're within the first 3 years of trading, you really shouldn't have more than 3 trades open at any time, and probably 2. And I'll tell you why. First of all, you want to get to learn a certain asset class, whether it's a currency, it's the euro dollar, if it's a futures market, it's the Australian dollar futures. If it's equities, you're trading, I don't know, Apple or whatever it is you're trading, or Bitcoin, if it's crypto, or Ether or Ethereum, whatever it is. You can't learn how a particular asset works if you're trading so many at the same time. So for instance, for those of you in my trading group, you know this, that 8 out of 10 of my trades are on one pair, the euro dollar, the euro USD. I will only take a trade on another pair if I don't like what I see in that one. And so I have years of historical context of what the euro dollar is doing. So when I take a trade intraday, I understand what it did yesterday and the day before and last week and last month. And so I'm bringing, and many times in our charts in the group, I will put up an analysis chart a month in advance, and I say, watch this level. And a month later, it comes to that level and it does the exact same thing I predicted. But because I've been trading the same pair for a month, I have the patience to think back a month. But if you're in this pair today and Aussie dollar tomorrow, in gold spot today, and you're in oil tomorrow, and then you're in some of you trade the exotics, I mean, pairs with spreads of 12, 13, 14, 25 pips. What are you thinking? More is not always better. Keep it simple. But always remember the maximum amount, and I don't care if all 5 trades are currently in profit. They could all easily be in negative or in minus or in loss tomorrow. Whatever the stop loss is on each trade added to all the stop losses on the other is the maximum amount of risk that you can afford to lose in one day. Does that make sense? So if it goes back to £30 in a day, if £30 is the maximum amount of money you can lose on the bus and not lose sleep, and you have 2 trades on that day, each of them should be for a maximum of £15. I know it's not sexy. I know it doesn't sound great. I know it's not what you notice. I'm shooting this intentionally. Now, we've ordered some lights for my home study, but I thought I'd make this video today. So I'm shooting this in the study in which I do all my work. So this is my home study. I just show you, tilt the camera just a little bit, and I'll show you. So those are the screens I told you about. Now, like I was saying, this is intentional because I don't want to be an Instagram cowboy. I'm not standing in front of a vehicle that I hired. I've got a couple of very nice cars outside that I own. They're not rented we live in a very nice house by most standards, and God's been good and trading's been good, but these are the nuts and bolts that you need to learn, or you'll end up like 90% of traders who, and this is the stat, it's called the 90 stat. 90% of traders have lost 90% of their equity within 90 days. The brokers know this. That's why they will give you accounts where they take the other side of a trade, because there's no point them passing you on to a real market maker if they can just take the money from you, because they know that you're going to make stupid decisions. So the first order of business, this will save you 35 or 350,000 or 3,500. Mine was 35 in tuition and losses over 12 years, well, really over 8 years, until I really started to learn about the stuff that we'll be teaching you. But this is the first and the most important lesson. Well, actually, the first lesson is don't trade until you understand what you're doing. Don't go to a 2-hour seminar in a hotel where somebody shouts, pumps you up, takes your money, and abandons you. We're not the only set of people you can learn from. There's lots of great educators out there, and I will share some of them with you in the coming videos. Why, you ask? Because, hey, it's a business, it's an industry, sorry, and when the good ones do well, we all do well. So I'm going to give you a couple of other people you can learn from, other people's mentorships or courses you can sign up to. I'm going to take some time to talk about the people who mentored me along the way in my learning, and I would say that I am, as arrogant as that sounds, and my students will tell you that I would consider myself a first-class trader now, because I understand the dynamics, both technically, fundamentally, and emotionally, that go into the markets. But you're not going to get that in 6 weeks or 6 months. But you can learn a lot in 6 weeks or 6 months to at least have a working understanding of what you're doing. So that's number one. Number two is manage your risk clearly. 1%. If you're a new trader, remember, on no day should you be able to lose more than 1% of your account. And even if you're an experienced trader, I recommend no more than 2. And the third thing I will say to throw into that is get a mentor. And that's where we come in. I'm hoping that if you look at some of the other videos, and like I said, the initial videos are just shot rawly to be put on a Google Drive for our students to look at. We are now in the process of revamping and rebranding our channel. Excitedly, I would add, we also have coming out in the first week of January, we're launching a beta test of our mentorship, our VIP mentorship program. Now we have 3 products we offer with Israel Keys. One is our online courses, which are going to be launching in January. Those have a standard fee. The second is what we call the VIP Inner Circle, so the VIP Mentorship, which takes the course and breaks it down. And so some of the, just want to get these up on the screen, some of the benefits that you get if you are a part of the VIP program. You get weekly and monthly analysis live and on demand. So every week, at least once, and most weeks twice, we will come on, either myself or one of the other instructors and trainers, and we all trade live, by the way, and all doing great. We will come up and do some analysis for you, and we'll post it. So if you miss the live session, you can watch it, and we'll mark out our key levels and what we're looking for and what we believe the market's going to do, so you are one step ahead. We're also going to have a mentorship webinar once a week, where, again, live and on demand for those who miss it, where you can come online with us and you can ask questions and you can show your charts and what you're dealing with and what you're working on and what you're struggling with, whether it's psychology or it's technicals or it's fundamentals. We can review your losses or your wins and make them make sense. We have a discount in our personal tuition. We got a couple of clients now who want one-on-one teaching. That's obviously a little bit more pricey. But if you want that, you get a discount if you're already a VIP mentorship member. Of course, we're going to have psychology coaching and a wealth mindset coaching, because you got to approach trading like a business. So it's a wealth building enterprise. It's not a computer game, like I mentioned. And there's a psychology to wealth. There's a psychology to learn how to be prosperous and how to do well. And we'll teach you how to do that. You get a personal mentor, someone whose job it is to walk the journey with you. Now, they're not a PA or a shrink, but you will have their direct contact details. You can reach them on Skype and or WhatsApp to ask questions and to just pretty much be your buddy as you grow in the trading market. You get reviews and feedbacks of your results. So every week and every month, if you want, or just individual trades, we can sit down with you in the webinar sessions. And also, I should add, you will get a couple every quarter. You'll get a couple of one-on-one coaching sessions for free in your mentorship package. So we can go through with you and sit down with you and work through what you're doing well at and what you're struggling with. You're going to get a trade plan checklist that tells you this is what to look for before you take a trade. Look for this, look for that. This is the scenario. This is the setup. This is your entry. This is your risk. This is where to get in. This is where to get out. Have you considered X, Y, and Z? Have you checked the news? Blah, blah, blah. So you're going to get that. And then you get access to our regional training days. So every once in a while, we're looking to go on a tour in 2020 around a couple of cities in the UK, the US, and in Africa. And so you get first dibs and free access to these days. Where we will book out a venue and literally go through an entire day's crash course of live trading, and we're really excited about that. And our third, so that one of the courses we call the flagship course. It's called the Market Breakers course, and you are going to love this. We've taken the time to break things down, deep stuff, but simple, or in a simple way. And for starters, we take a deep dive into how the markets really work, who's doing what. Even if you've been trading for a decade or more like I have, you're going to love this. And the final product we have is our Mastermind Inner Circle. And this now, so the VIP Mentorship is for new or developing or struggling traders. The Mastermind Inner Circle is for traders who are already profitable and experienced. And this is where the tribe really comes in. And so you get to be part of a tribe of successful ongoing traders who are doing great things already, and you get access to our strategies and our trade models. And so we thought there was no point giving signal services because we're not trying to take your money. We want to teach you how to trade and how to be successful even without us, if you so-called want to do that. And we thought, rather than just give out signals, why don't we teach you how we generate the signals? I thought I'd hear a round of applause there. How many people teach you how not to need their signals? So we're going to teach you, these are the strategies or the setups that generate the signals. And then you get the signal service as part of that as well. You get an asset or a pair watch list. Every month we'll tell you, these are the currency pairs. These are the contracts or the equities, whatever it is. We've got traders in, I am primarily now focused on the Forex market. But we've got members of the team who do equities and futures. And we'll be telling you, these are the assets to look for, the pairs to watch, such that when you get the signals, they're not coming out of the blues. And you can also use them to generate your own. You're going to get, again, discounted personal tuition and coaching. You get access to what we call the Traders Village, which is so exciting. You get a login, and it's almost like a social media platform with only traders. And all we're doing is talking trading 24/7, charts, signals, results, strategies, collaborations. Hey, you could even find your future spouse there if you're so inclined. And I'm so excited about the Traders Village. And you get trading group clusters where if you live in the same city or the same country, you can get together and form groups of 3, 4, 5, 6, and do trading together as a lifestyle. You also get access to our expert advisors. We're working on a robot right now. One of our team, Talkback, is putting together this amazing automated robot based on the strategy that we use here. And I generally don't like EAs or robots. This one we've tested, it's about 80% done, and it's amazing. You're going to want to get your hands on that. You get access to the virtual trading floor. You also get access to the regional trading day. And one of our plans moving forwards is we want to start opening physical trading rooms in different cities where we can you can actually walk in Monday to Friday and be part of a group of traders who are killing it in the markets. And finally, for those of you in the mastermind group who distinguish yourself, we're going to give you access to trade our fund. Yes. So you're going to get a career opportunity to put your ego on the market and trade our money for commission. And we'll talk about that over the next few weeks. So great stuff. Now, each of these, the Market Breakers course is designed to be completed over 1 year. If you can't give a year of your life to learn something you want to do for the rest of your life, you're in the wrong business. Can you start trading live before the 1 year is over? Yes. There are 3 divisions: a beginners, an intermediate, and an advanced. And somewhere from about halfway to the end of the intermediate, you will know everything you need to start making money live. But we want you to take it through and finish and become a market breaking trader. And so if we divided the 52 weeks course, it's actually about a 40-week course because there's the scheduled breaks in the market breakers course, and we added the VIP mentorship and the Mastermind Inner Circle, you would come to about £399 a month for all three simultaneously. And most people will be on two or three at a time. For instance, you could be on the course and the VIP mentorship, or the course on the mastermind, or the VIP and the inner circle. And then when you get to the top of the mountain, you will probably just be in the mastermind. But if you did all together at the same time, it cost you about $399 with us. If you did just the mastermind on its own, it would cost you 199, as I say dollars, sorry, pounds, 199 pounds a month. So £399 and £199 a month. If you sign up between now and the middle, so we're going to go live in January, we have 30 spaces. That's it. 30. We're not taking any more than 30 because the first 30 people, you're going to beta test the system for us. We're going to bring you in and you're going to get some input into the technology and the delivery. And we're going to use your experience to refine this, what's an already great product, and make it amazing. If you are one of the first 30 people to sign up, you are going to get all that. Listen, not for $3.99 a month, not for $1.99 a month, which would be the mastermind in its own, for £69.99 a month. That is ridiculous. If you can't throw away £70, $69.99 for 1 month to test drive this, you're in the wrong business. You will be shocked. We've got students already who are killing this. My mother, my biological mother, is a student in our mentorship group, and she's already doing some awesome stuff with the markets. And I'm a bit shocked as to how quickly she's learned it and picked it up. But you know, I coined the phrase that if you can't teach it to your mother, you're not good at it. Well, I must be good at it because I taught it to my mother. And so we got 30 spaces. We're going to go live on the 3rd of January with the sign-ups. We actually take in pre-orders now. So we're taking pre-sign-ups now. If you want some information, I want you to send, apparently our main email address seems to be having a problem. So for those of you who've been trying to reach us on the fx@israelkeys.uk, for now you can reach us at israelkeysgroup@gmail.com. But Israel